Hello, I'm Lance England. I'm the senior instructor for Satori-ryu Budo. During this period of instruction, we're going to be looking at the warm-up activities. During the first warm-up activity, we're going to be performing wrist rolls, and this will involve the boken moving in a circular motion in one plane, and at this point we're going to be moving in a forward wrist roll. And you want to try to do 10 of those, 10 repetitions. And then we're going to switch to the other side. Looking from the side, this is what it will look like. Notice that I'm using my body to help move the boken, and that this is not just an arm-only exercise. Now then, we're going to go to the rear. Now then, we're going to do a focus exercise. The boken is going to drop from its starting position into a circular motion, back to the starting position, and then it's going to reverse its course back. So we have a steady back and forth movement. Now it's very important that during this movement, you don't have a lot of boken movement, bouncing up and down. You also don't want to have a lot of lateral movement, moving to the outside. And we want to work both sides with that. And again, emphasizing that body movement. Your sword cuts are going to be much, much stronger if you're using body movement, body rotation, as opposed to arm only. Now then, we're going to perform figure eights, and we're going to allow the sword, the boken, to come down, moving in a circular motion to a shoulder position, cutting through to the hip position, circling back up to the shoulder position, and reversing down into a left downward oblique. And we're going to continue that motion. It's very important that while you're doing this, you don't let the sword, the boken, carry too far to the rear, over your shoulder, past your head. It's also very important that you don't let the boken roll during this movement. And that's sometimes hard to do because in a lot of sports, in a lot of baseball, softball, tennis, we're using wrist rolls as an integral part of the movement. However, with the sword, we don't want to do that. We want to keep our cutting edge forward as we're coming through the movement. Now then, we're going to do the same technique, except we're going to use a reverse grip with the suka, the handle pointed up, the blade pointed down. And we're using, again, body rotation for this movement. And for the reverse grip, the body rotation is very, very important. Again, we're keeping the offside hand on the hip. Okay, now we're going to take the same movements and we're going to do moving techniques, and we're going to be reversing our stance as we perform our obliques. So we reverse the stance and we're cutting through. And this movement is very much like the figure eight, except as we perform it, we're performing a reversal of the stance. We're going to do 10 repetitions, and then we're switching to horizontal. And again, we're cutting all the way through before we let the bokken roll. The bokken needs to travel in a good horizontal plane. The next movement will be an upward oblique. And again, this is just moving in a figure eight. The next warm-up activity that we're going to perform are going to be stretches for the wrist, forearm, and elbow unit, which is very important because you've got a lot of small muscles, ligaments, tendons that are worked a little differently in swordsmanship than they are in other activities. So we're going to start with the hand palm up, grasping the fingers, extend the arm. Now, during the stretch, you should feel a mild pull, no pain, no burning, no tingling. If you feel any of those, then you need to either quit the stretch or back off on the intensity. Try to hold these stretches for 20 seconds. And then we're going to perform the other side. Okay, the next stretch we're going to perform, we're going to start with our thumb down. We're reaching across. We're going to grab the thumb and we're extending the arm outward, turning the hand palm toward us, putting ourselves into a wrist lock. We want to feel the stretch in the upper portion, the anterior portion of the forearm. And again, if you're feeling pain, a tearing sensation, burning, tingling, then back off on the intensity or quit. And then we're going to do the other side. Okay, the next stretch that we're going to do, we're going to start with a palm up. We're going to roll the fingertips up and then torque the wrist. Again, you should feel a mild pull. You should not feel any burning or tingling or pain. If you do, then back off the intensity or quit the stretch. And again, we're holding each stretch for about 20 seconds. Roll the fingertips up, torque the wrist. Okay, that concludes our session. Thank you for joining us, And if you'd like to find out more information, please visit us at satori-ryu budo.com. Thank you very much.